A new year doesn't bring magic, nor does it sweep away yesterday's troubles. It does not mend a broken heart, nor does it silence the fears that whisper in the quiet hours. But what it does offer, if we dare to take it, is a door to new beginnings, to choices unmade, to roads untaken, a door that stands wide open, waiting for you to step through. And what will you carry as you cross that threshold? Will it be the weight of regrets or the wings of resolution? Will you hold on to the past, clenching it with trembling fist? Or will you unfurl your hands, open your heart, and step forward with purpose? The world does not ask you to be perfect. It does not require you to have all the answers. It only asks that you begin, that you set forth with intention, with hope, and with the quiet determination that whispers, this year will be different. So let us begin. Not with grand promises that fade like mist, but with 8 simple goals, 8 truths to guide your journey, 8 steps that will not only move you forward, but lift you higher. There is a moment, one sacred and still, before the sun rises. The sky is a deep hush of indigo. The world lingers on the edge of waking, and for just a breath, anything feels possible. It is in this moment, this quiet pause, that change is born. And so, my dear one, let me ask you this. What will you do with this moment? Will you wait, watching life pass through the window of your own hesitation? Or will you rise, step out into the breaking dawn, and shape the life that is waiting for you? It starts with one thing, a choice to move beyond what is easy, what is safe, what is familiar, a choice to set your feet on a path that leads somewhere new. First, seek knowledge, not the kind that is bound in books alone, but the knowledge of the world, the knowledge of self. Be a student of life, a seeker of truth. Listen more than you speak. Read words that challenge you, that stretch your understanding, that make you question what you thought you knew. There is power in knowledge, and the world will not hand it to you. You must reach for it. Then tend to your body, not in pursuit of perfection, but in reverence for the vessel that carries you. Move with grace, with joy, with strength. Nourish yourself, not just with food, but with kindness, with care, with the understanding that your body is a temple, not a battleground. Next, embrace stillness. In a world that glorifies noise, find the courage to be quiet. Let yourself sit in the hush of your own presence, unafraid of what you might find there. Breathe deeply, love yourself in the silence, and understand that stillness is not the absence of movement, but the presence of peace. Your presence is Toba, grace, and calm. But do not stay too still. Go forth, explore, not just the corners of your city or the edges of the map, but the landscapes of your own courage. Do something new, something uncertain, something that makes your heart pound with the thrill of the unknown. The world is vast, and so is your spirit. Do not keep it caged. Build something, not just walls or words, but relationships, legacies, dreams. Create something that will outlive you, that will whisper your name long after you have gone. Pour your soul into your craft, whatever it may be, and know that what you build today will shape the world tomorrow. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Let go of the bitterness that chains you. Release the anger that poisons your spirit. Carrying resentment is like drinking poison and expecting another to fall. Free yourself. Forgive, not because it is easy, but because you are too precious to live in the shadow of old wounds. Love boldly, not in whispers, not in half measures, but in full-hearted, fearless abundance. Love those who are easy to love, and love those who are not. Love yourself first and fiercely. Love in a way that leaves no room for doubt, no space for regret. And finally, dare to dream. Not in the quiet, secret way you have before, but loudly, unapologetically, with the full force of your spirit. Let your dreams be vast. Let them be wild. Let them be as boundless as the sky. Do not shrink them to fit the expectations of others. Do not tuck them away for a time more convenient. Chase them now with fire in your heart and courage in your step. There is a fire within you, waiting to be stirred, waiting to be given the breath it needs to rise. Too often we silence that fire. We trade passion for practicality, wonder for routine. We tell ourselves that there will be more time, that tomorrow will be the day we begin. But time is not a promise. It does not owe us patience, nor does it wait for our hesitation to dissolve. If you wish to change, if you wish to grow, you must move now. You must step forward with the kind of conviction that turns hesitation to dust and doubt into nothing more than an echo. You must learn to speak the language of resilience. Life will not always be gentle. It will shake you, test you, ask if you truly have the strength to keep going. And when that moment comes, when the weight of the world presses against your chest, you must remember that you were never meant to break. You were meant to bend, to shift, to rise again with the unshakable belief that you were not made to be defeated. Every hardship, every wound, every scar, these are not the things that weaken you. They are proof that you have survived, that you have endured, that you have found a way to stand when the world tried to keep you down. And yet, survival is not enough. You were not placed on this earth simply to exist, to endure, to move through life in quiet surrender. You were meant to thrive. You were meant to take up space, to let your voice be heard, to embrace the fullness of your existence without apology. Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Do not silence your dreams because they're too loud for the small-minded. Stand tall, own the air you breathe, and know that you are worthy of every beautiful thing this world has to offer. But let me tell you a truth that few will admit. Worthiness does not come from waiting. It does not come from hoping that the world will one day see you, will one day decide that you are enough. Worthiness is a decision. It is a choice you make every single day. It is the act of standing before a mirror, looking yourself in the eye and saying, I am enough. Not when I lose the weight, not when I get the job, not when I am loved by someone else. I am enough now as I am, in all my imperfections, in all my struggles, in all the ways I am still learning. And once you claim that worth, once you hold it in your hands and refuse to let it go, you will begin to move differently. You will stop chasing people who do not see your value. You will stop settling for a life that does not set your soul on fire. You will demand more, not because you are entitled, but because you finally understand that you deserve more. And oh, how the world shifts when a person finally recognizes their own power. But power without purpose is empty. It is not enough to want more, to dream of more. You must build it. You must carve it out of the stone of your own determination. Chisel it with discipline, mold it with patience. There will be days when progress feels invisible, when the effort you pour into your dreams feels like a whisper against an ocean. Keep going anyway, because the work you put in now, the small, relentless steps you take, they are adding up in ways you cannot yet see. Do not be afraid to fail. Failure is not the end of the road. It is a sign that you are on the road. It means you are trying, that you are learning, that you are pushing beyond the limits of what is easy and stepping into the realm of what is possible. Do not let fear of failure keep you from beginning. The only true failure is never trying at all. And when success comes, as it will, as it must, do not forget who you were before you arrived. Do not lose yourself in the chase for validation, in the hunger for approval. Remember the quiet strength that carried you here, the lessons learned in the struggle. Stay humble, stay hungry, stay human, and above all else, do not walk this road alone. Life was never meant to be lived in isolation. Love, true love, the kind that stretches beyond romance, beyond fleeting passion, is what will sustain you. The love of a friend who knows your laughter as well as your sorrow. The love of a mentor who sees your potential even when you cannot. The love of family, whether born or chosen, who remind you that you are never truly alone. Give love freely, not just when it is easy, not just when it is convenient, but especially when it is hard. Love even when you have been hurt. Love even when the world tells you it is safer to build walls than to open doors. Love because love is the only thing that remains when everything else fades. And while you are learning to love others, do not forget to love yourself. Not in the conditional way you have before, not only on the days when you feel accomplished or beautiful or worthy. Love yourself on the days when you feel like a mess, when you have failed, when you are lost. Love yourself in the way you would love a dear friend, in full, without hesitation, without condition. Because the truth is, this life is fleeting. We do not know how many more sunrises we will wake to, how many more times we will hear the laughter of those we love. And so we must live now, fully, deeply, without holding back. We must set goals, not just to achieve, but to become wiser, kinder, stronger, to become more of who we were always meant to be. And so I ask you, one last time, what will you do with this moment? Will you wait, hoping that life will one day give you permission to begin? Or will you take this moment into your hands and claim it as your own? Choice is and always will be yours. There is a voice inside you that has been waiting to be heard, a whisper that calls you towards something greater, but how often have you silenced it? How often have you ignored the ache in your soul, the longing for more, the deep knowing that you were meant for something beyond the ordinary? The world tells you to be practical, to stay in your place, to follow the rules set by those who have never dreamed beyond their own limitation. But you must not listen. You must not allow their fears to become your own. You must rise. You must break free. Every great change begins with a single decision: to refuse to remain the same. And this is your moment. This is your time to decide. Not tomorrow, not when it feels easier, not when the path is clear, now. Because waiting will not bring you closer to the life you dream of. It will only leave you watching from the sidelines as others dare to step forward. Step forward, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble, even if you have no idea where the path will lead. Step forward, because there is nothing worse than the regret of never trying. Step forward, because the life you want will not come to you. You must go to it. But do not walk this road blind. Open your eyes to the lessons that surround you, to the wisdom hidden in every experience. Do not be so proud that you refuse to learn. Learn from the ones who have walked before you, from their mistakes and their triumphs. Learn from the people who challenge you, from the ones who see the world differently than you do. Learn from the quiet moments, from the stillness, from the days when nothing seems to be happening. Every moment is a teacher if you are willing to be a student. And as you learn, you will begin to change. You will grow in ways you never imagined, shedding old versions of yourself like autumn leaves falling from a tree. Do not cling to what no longer serves you. Do not hold on to the past simply because it is familiar. Growth requires release. It requires the courage to let go of who you were so that you can step fully into who you are becoming. Change is not easy. It will test you. It will break you open. It will demand that you confront the parts of yourself you would rather ignore. But on the other side of that struggle is something greater than you have ever known. Freedom. Freedom from the fears that have held you back. Freedom from the expectations that have weighed you down. Freedom to be exactly who you were meant to be, without apology, without hesitation. And once you have claimed that freedom, you must protect it. You must be relentless in guarding your peace, in nurturing your spirit, in refusing to let the world dim your light. There will be people who do not understand your journey, who try to pull you back into the smallness they are comfortable with. Let them go. There will be days when doubt creeps in, whispering that you are not enough, that your dreams are too big, that you should turn back. Do not listen. Keep moving. Keep believing. Keep fighting for the life you deserve. Because you do deserve it. Every joy, every success, every beautiful, breathtaking moment that life has to offer, you deserve it. Not because you are perfect, not because you have never failed, but because you are here, because you have dared to try, because you have chosen to believe in yourself, even when the world has given you every reason not to. And while you are building this life, while you are chasing your dreams with fire in your heart, do not forget to live. Do not become so focused on the destination that you miss the beauty of the journey. Savor the small moments, the laughter of a friend, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the quiet peace of a morning spent in solitude. These are the moments that make a life. Do not let them slip by unnoticed. Love deeply. Love without fear, without reservation, without the walls you have built to protect yourself from pain. Yes, love can wound you. Yes, it can break you, but it can also heal you and remind you of the beauty in being known and being seen and being accepted exactly as you are. Do not let the fear of heartbreak keep you from experiencing the depth of love that is meant for you. And while you are learning to love others, do not forget to love yourself. Not just the parts of you that are easy to love, but the parts that are messy, the parts that are complicated, the parts that are still growing. Love yourself in the way you wish others would love you, with kindness, with patience, with unwavering belief in your worth. Because you are worthy. You always have been. Not because of what you do, not because of what you achieve, but simply because you exist. And once you truly believe that, once you own that truth, the world will no longer be able to break you. There will be days when it feels like too much, when the weight of it all threatens to crush you, when you wonder if it is worth it, if you are strong enough to keep going. On those days, remember this. You have survived every hard moment that has come before. You have endured pain you thought would destroy you. You have risen from the ashes of your own suffering time and time again, and you will rise again. Because you are not made of weakness. You are not made of failure. You are made of fire, of resilience, of the kind of strength that cannot be measured. And as long as there is breath in your lungs, as long as there is a beating in your chest, you have the power to keep going. So go. Step boldly into the life that is waiting for you. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. The choice is yours. There is something inside you, something deeper than the doubts that cloud your mind, stronger than the fear that grips your heart. It is the part of you that refuses to be silenced, the part that knows you were meant for more. You have felt it before, in the quiet moments when no one was watching, in the restless nights when your dreams refused to let you sleep, It is the whisper that tells you to keep going, the fire that refuses to burn out, no matter how many storms have tried to smother it. You were not born to live a life of hesitation, to tiptoe through your days, shrinking yourself to fit into the expectations of others. You were not meant to stand in the background, watching as the world moves forward without you. You were made to take up space, to carve out a path that is uniquely yours, to step into the fullness. And yet, so many people spend their lives waiting for permission, waiting for the right time, waiting for someone else to believe in them first. But if you keep waiting, you will wake up one day and realize that life has passed you by. So start now. Start before you feel ready. Start before you have all the answers. Start before the fear convinces you that you are not capable, because readiness is not something that arrives. It is something you build. Confidence is not something you are given, it is something you earn. The only way to become ready, and when you begin, you must be prepared for the world to push back. People may question you. They may doubt you. They may tell you that you are reaching too high, that your dreams are too big, that you should be satisfied with what you already have. But do not let their fears become your own. Their limitations are not yours to carry. Their doubts are not your truth. You do not need their permission. The only voice that matters, the only belief you need, is the one that comes from within. It will not always be easy. There will be moments when you stumble, when you fall, when everything in you wants to turn back. But do not mistake difficulty for defeat. Every challenge is a test, an opportunity to prove to yourself just how strong you really are. And you are strong, even on the days when you do not feel it. You have survived too much, endured too many storms, fought too many battles to be anything less than powerful. The strength you seek is already inside you. It has been there all along. So when doubt creeps in, when fear whispers that you are not enough, remember who you are. Remember what you have already overcome. Remember that you are capable of more than you have ever imagined. And when the weight of it all feels like too much, when you wonder if you are truly meant for something greater, remind yourself of this. There is no one else in this world who can do what you are born to do. No one else who carries your voice, your vision, your fire. You are here for a reason. You have work to do, dreams to chase, lives to touch. And when you finally step into that purpose, when you finally stop holding yourself back, when you finally decide to live fully, deeply, without fear, everything will change. The world will open to you in ways you never expected. The path that once seemed impossible will become clear. Doors you never knew existed will begin to unlock. Because the moment you stop doubting yourself, the moment you claim your worth, the universe will rise to meet you. But you must take the first step. You must choose to believe. You must be bold enough to stand tall, to walk forward, to declare that you are ready, not tomorrow, not someday, now, because this is your time, because you were made for more, because the world is waiting for you to finally see yourself the way it has always seen you, brilliant. And as you take that first step and the next, know that you will be met with moments of doubt, moments when you wonder if it's all worth it, moments when the road feels too long and the journey too difficult. But remember, it's not the speed of your progress that matters. It's the fact that you keep moving. The greatest triumphs are not born from those who have everything figured out, but from those who refuse to quit. The ones who continue to rise even when the weight of the world tries to pull them back down. Every challenge you face will build you. Every setback will teach you. The pain you endure will transform into wisdom, and the courage to stand again after every fall will be your armor. Life will never be perfect, And there will always be something that tries to hold you back, something that tells you it's not worth it, that you're not enough. But in those moments, remember that perfection is a myth and progress is the true measure of success. There will be days when you feel like you are not enough, that your dreams are too far, your goals too lofty. But remember this, your worth is not tied to your achievements or the opinions of others. Your worth is inherent in who you are, in the love you give, in the person you are becoming. Keep working, keep striving, keep believing, not just in your potential, but in the power of every small step forward. Because these steps, as small as they seem, are the ones that will carry you toward the life you've dreamed of. In those moments of uncertainty, when you wonder if it's all worth it, look back at how far you've come. Look at the courage it took to start, to take that first step when everything around you said to wait. Look at the resilience you've shown in every challenge, the strength you've discovered in the quiet moments of self-doubt. You have already proven to yourself that you are capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. And as long as you keep moving, keep choosing to rise, there is nothing you cannot overcome. The life you are creating is yours and yours alone. No one can walk this path for you, and no one can tell your story but you. So choose to make it a story worth telling. Write it with purpose. Live it with intention. Make it a story of courage, of love, of persistence, and of unwavering belief in yourself, even on the days when the road ahead seems uncertain. Because you, in all your complexity, in all your imperfection, are enough. And your journey, though it may not always be easy, is more than worth it. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness. Now is the time. And as you continue forward, remember that there will always be more to discover within yourself. You are a constant work in progress, and that is something to be celebrated. Each day you will uncover new layers of your strength, new facets of your character, new passions and dreams you may have never realized were there. Don't be afraid of the unknown parts of yourself. Embrace them. It is through these discoveries that you will find the fullness of who you are meant to be. There will be moments, too, when you will question the value of what you are building. In those times, remind yourself that the small acts of progress, the quiet moments of resilience, are just as important as the grand achievements. You don't need to make a grand gesture to be moving forward. It's the steady, consistent steps taken with faith and patience that create lasting change. So the future will unfold in its own time. And while it's important to have a vision, remember that it's not just about the destination, it's about who you become along the way. You are not just chasing goals, you are transforming into the person you need to be in order to truly live out your purpose. You stand at the edge of possibility, the weight of your past behind you, and the vastness of your future ahead. The choice has always been yours, to step forward or to remain where you are. No one else can decide for you. No one else can walk this road in your place. But if you dare, if you choose to embrace your strength, your purpose, your fire, you will come to see that you were never meant to live a small life. You were meant to rise, to expand, to take up space in this world with confidence and grace. Let go of doubt, release fear, step boldly into the life that is waiting for you. There is nothing stopping you now. No chains, no barriers, only the open road ahead. So take that first step, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. The world is waiting. It is time.